It's funny because when my family watched that, they said they like rewound it and watched that bit again just because it was so unlike me. And they're like, wow, I'm so glad that's not the Caitlin we had growing up.
Hello everyone, my name is David and welcome to YoungStars, the show where I interview young Australian talent about their experiences working in film, theatre, stage, music, etc. But in reality, it's just me talking with my mates about our love for the creative arts industry. I hope you're all as excited as I am for today's episode because we have a really special guest with us, the incredibly talented Caitlin Rose. Now, Caitlin is a local Canberran actress and one of the kindest people I've ever had the privilege working with. In the past year, she's made quite a name for herself, quickly becoming one of the most recognisable and go-to actors for short films here in Canberra. You might know Caitlin for her roles as Ivy in The Shadow Warrior, Jessica in Mary's Book, Quinn in Artful Ruin, Sarah in Mum, herself in Little Creature, Sarah in One Single Bench, and of course as Nia in the award-winning short film Final Goal, in which she helped produce and write with yours truly. In today's episode, we talk about her experience as a film actress and how she started acting, her humble beginnings and time studying at the National Acting School for the past 2 years, and of course the entire experience working together to create Final Goal, and how working as not only an actor but as a crew member really gave her a new appreciation for filmmaking. Now, before we begin, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I really do appreciate it. If this is your first time listening to the podcast and you like what you hear, please consider following the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast fix. If you're watching the YouTube video, then consider subscribing so you don't miss an episode, as well as any future project of mine. Okay, with that being said, let's dive on into the episode with Caitlin. Well, welcome, Caitlin, to the podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on my first podcast.
First podcast, yeah. It's kind of nerve-wracking. You did just say it was a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'm so worried. Like, I'm just not going to know what to say, stumble on my words, but that's okay. We'll get through.
Yeah, exactly. We have a while. We can go through a lot of stuff. But basically, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do for a living?
My name is Caitlin. My stage name is Caitlin Rose, but my full name is Caitlin Riskanen. I currently live in Canberra. I work for the AFL full-time. I'm a competition coordinator, but the dream is to be an actor and for that to be my full-time job.
Yeah, like everyone here.
Yeah.
Everyone who comes on this podcast, all the actors, all the filmmakers, we want to get into the industry and such.
It's just not really a sustainable job, the creative arts, at the beginning at least. You got to have another source of income to really build and make it, to live, to eat. But yeah, so that's the process at the moment.
Yeah. So kind of just to start off, where was your where did you start with acting? Like, because you've told me a bit of it here and then, but I don't exactly know where it started for you. Like, how old were you when you were like, I want to do this for a living?
Well, my first time being in front of the camera, I'm from a small town, from Broken Hill in New South Wales, and my parents are business owners there. And when I was 5, and my older siblings as well, they got us to be in their commercials for their local business. So I started seeing myself on TV from the age of 5, and then every couple of years they would reshoot another ad for their business. So I've been doing commercials my whole life, and they're still going on in my local town at the moment. My parents still show those ads. The last one we made though was like probably 4 years ago now.
Oh wow.
So it's due for a new one, but we're all spread across, like my brother's in Adelaide, I'm in Canberra, and my sister's in Broken Hill. But so yeah, we got to get together to make some new ones. But then I did theatre when I was 8 to 12. I was in a few local theatre productions. But actually wanting to do acting as a job, that was kind of really discovered only the end of 2021, so a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, 2021. That's because we met a year prior, but apparently we've known each other longer.
Yes, we met in 2016. I came to Canberra to do a placement, and I was helping out at a local church here, and you were one of the kids in the kids' church that I was running.
So weird to think, because I was the photo that took 2016.
Yeah.
I was probably 12 or 13 at the time.
Yeah. And it's crazy because afterwards seeing that photo, looking back, I was like, oh my gosh, is that David? Like, I can't believe we met like all these years ago.
Yeah, that is really, really weird to think because, again, I had no memory of you until like, 2 or 3 years ago when you came to the youth group and such, and you part of the young adult stuff, and then we then technically first met on one of the shoots for AIE.
Yeah, I was like, you look so familiar.
I know,
but like couldn't place it, and then we figured it all out.
And I had a feeling. I was like, I know this person. I feel like I know her through one of my cousins.
Yeah.
So I go onto Sarah's Instagram and I'm like, okay, yeah. Actually, I think I went to your Instagram first and then I was like, okay, yeah, Sarah's following you.
Yeah, that's the connection.
Yeah. But besides that, would you say 2022 was the year that you started to do short films like filmmaking?
Yeah, so end of 2021, I realized I wanted to do acting like full time. Like as soon as I realized, it's kind of crazy. I was coming towards the end of my uni degree and I did exercise and sports science and I was originally going to study physiotherapy after, but coming towards the end of my 3 years bachelor's, I was like, I hate studying. Like I hate doing uni. Like I cannot do any more. So then I was having a bit of a career crisis. I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And then my friend, she was doing this course on finding your purpose, my friend Lauren Cooper, and she then started doing some of the content with me and she's like, one of them was like, well, what would you want to do? Like your dream day. You don't worry about what anyone thinks. Don't worry about how much it costs. Like don't worry about anything. Like literally what is it that's the dream? And through there I was like, acting. Like I actually want to be an actor. But it was so hard. Like I don't even know the next step. How do you become an actor? What's the process? So from there I just started like researching. I was watching videos on it every single day, like how to become an actor, the business of acting, techniques, just literally everything. So that was towards the end of 2021 and then I moved to Canberra start of 2022. So then I signed up for my first acting class like as soon as I could. So that was at Perform Australia. Did one term of that. And then signed up for term 2 at the National Acting School that year and have been there ever since. So that's been, I'm term 2 now, so that's 2 years that I've been doing that. Yeah.
I didn't know you went to perform though.
Yeah, one term of Perform. That was my first one.
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. It was really fun. Georgia, who was in our short film Final Goal, we met there.
Oh, okay.
Which was pretty cool. It was very different to National Acting School was very film and TV focused. And this one, it was a bit more theatre and pretty much a bit more fun, I would say, less serious than our acting classes. So it was a really good introduction, I think. Yeah.
I'm not going to say because I know you mainly do like theatre, like no, not theatre, film stuff. But have you ever decided to be like, I could give theatre a go?
Yeah, I have thought about it. Just probably with my time. It's like the amount of time I have at the moment, I'm just mainly dedicated.
But also the physicality in the performances.
Yeah, it's a bit bigger than
because you're
my
so
style.
you're probably so used to limiting your performance for screen. Whilst I'm the complete opposite. I've spent like how many years? A couple of years doing theatre stuff, and I'm being like all over the place and everything. I'm just like, I need to learn how to limit myself on screen, which I can do.
It's different acting. It's so different. Hey, like theatre to film and TV.
Absolutely. But there's always there's that middle ground where you can, everything that you learn from acting can apply to both.
Yeah.
You just got to be like, okay, apply this for theatre, apply this for film,
Mm-hmm.
which I always find interesting. But most of the times right now, I've been playing chaotic characters, which is really over the top.
They're always fun to watch. It's nice to see some chaos in the scenes.
Exactly. I like a good chaos here and then. But yeah, you joined NAS in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And were you very nervous when you first joined?
I was so nervous. And I remember I came in, I got to just watch my first class, but I joined in. I partnered with Amelia, who's a well-known actor in Canberra. We did a scene together, but I just remember watching everyone else's scenes and I was like, whoa, these people are like so good. And I had no idea what I was doing, but yeah, I was so nervous.
Yeah, but now you've seen plenty of people come and gone in the past 2 years you've been there.
Yeah.
And so you've become like one of the people who's in charge of the groupings in a way.
Yeah, I do send the messages of the homework, remind people when class is on. You're now helping me out by doing the filming when we film our scenes.
Well, by the time on the day we're recording this, I helped you yesterday with the filming because you were just like, "Hey, do you want to film today?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of tired."
Yeah, I just wanted a break.
Yeah.
So that was nice. I'm so grateful. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, that was interesting though for yesterday because for context, we had to do a monologue each that was under a minute.
Yeah.
And what I enjoyed doing afterwards was being like, "You're over. Oh, you were under." Like, there were so many people who went over.
Yeah.
Bobby was kind of right though. Like the monologues that people picked, they don't go through the scenes. They don't see where that film or stage bit comes from and realize how long it actually takes them to perform that bit.
And it depends. You might slow it down in your actual take compared to when you practice, like have more pauses. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell. But a minute goes so quick.
Yeah, because I even said this, like I was watching the timer every time being like, okay, Bobby says action on this point. That's how long you have for a minute.
Yeah.
And then when the minute passes, I'm like, okay, yeah. But I'm always like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. There's some points where I'm just like, you could have stopped there and you would have been good. No, no, not at all. But that's not to say that you guys were bad. You were all really good. All the monologues last night were really good.
Yeah, we have a great group in our class.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like the best seeing people. Since I've been around for 2 years now, I've seen a lot of people in that time just like develop their skill sets so much, and it's like the best thing to see.
And it's really exciting when you see these people get on like film shoots or working on them and such.
Yeah.
Especially some of the newer people as well, being like, oh, these guys are all welcoming and such, and wow, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing the NAS course either.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I tell everyone, like if you want to learn to act in Canberra, like this is the place to be.
But it's mainly for screen. If you're interested in doing film or if you're interested in doing theatre, there are a bunch of other classes out in Canberra. But strictly for film and auditioning and such, NAS is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is what I want to do because like I said, I wanted to work for stage and theatre and film. But I was like, I'm more of a theatre actor. I'm a voice actor. I'm very over the top and silly over the times. And yeah.
Yeah, you've got your cabaret happening this Saturday.
Yes, I do. By the time this is uploaded, it has probably passed.
Yeah.
But on that day, we're going to be doing, oh, great, I'm not warmed up, but Beetlejuice. Oh, boy. I don't know how that's going to sound on the mic.
No, you're a very good voice actor. So it was the last day of term 1 this year. Our teacher Bobby said that we can do whatever we want for class for the last week, and then as we're walking out, David's like, "Oh, I wonder if someone would do Beetlejuice with me." And I was like, "I'll do it with you."
Yeah.
So then we did "Say My Name" from Beetlejuice, and that was so much fun.
But we didn't do the entire song. We did half. We did the beginning monologue bits with Lydia and Beetlejuice, and then we did halfway to the song before Adam and Barbara came in because we again. That's a 4-people song. I don't have everyone in the class is not theatre people like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going back to when we first met on set, because that was for one of the AIE shoots on during Frontier Round with the volume and such. What was your kind of impressions? Like, what was that experience for you working for AIE for the first time, especially since it wasn't for the Canberra campus, it was for the Melbourne.
It was the Melbourne campus, yeah. Oh, that was such a cool experience. I was so grateful that that I was chosen to be in the in that student film. And they had the techno dolly with the huge screen and stage, and I was like, whoa, this is like so cool. And yeah, that was my first. So I had been in one. I had a small role in another independent short film, but this was my first like lead in a film, and yeah, it was such a cool experience. Yeah.
Thankfully, you weren't there for any of the other days because remember how there was a lot of rain those days following? Oh, it was such a pain. It was such a pain, especially for the Adelaide campuses. Like there was a whole day where it started flooding under the doors.
Oh my God.
And we had to try and put sandbags and all that to block it out.
Wow, that's hectic.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have any sound for my
No,
one
you
I was
didn't.
into, which was helpful
You
for
didn't.
the rain.
No.
But yeah, you don't want that stuff getting wet.
Oh, absolutely not. Because it was such it was a pain. Because I was there when it was raining.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But that was when we first met on
Yeah.
set, and kind of want to go through the audition stuff because, like you said, that was your first major lead role, and kind of what was your impressions of the film when you first saw it? You're like, I wonder if I should go for this. Like, what would
So it was on a Facebook group page that I think it was their Adelaide main teacher. He posted saying we're looking for some actors for some films, just to send through your like headshot, resume, and a show reel if you had one, which I didn't have at the time. So I just sent through my headshot, which I didn't even have a headshot. Like I think I just took a selfie somewhere probably. I can't remember. Or maybe I did. Oh, yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, they chose me. I was like, wow, nothing on my resume, maybe one small part. I probably had my like commercials on there just to have something on there. Yeah. So, and then, they just let me know that I don't think I had to audition. I think they just told me that I had the role, which was really cool.
It's kind of surprising that the teacher asked you. It wasn't Paris posting anything on Facebook?
Honestly, I can't quite remember, but I think it was the teacher gathering just all of the actors for then the students to go through.
Okay.
And then the then the teacher messaged me about it, but then from there set up a meeting for me in Paris, and then we went through it all. She shared with me like the script, the plan, the like mood boards, like all that stuff.
And then from there, I got you to help us as an extra on True Purpose.
Yeah, that was my next one. Cause we were like, we have another one coming up. We need some extras.
Yes.
Like,
I was in charge of the extras.
Yeah.
I was like trying to get all these people arranged for the time. So anytime I was on set and we had like some of our cast members or some of the people working on the Adelaide or Melbourne cast, like I was like, hey, are you available for these dates as an extra for our short film? And thankfully you were. Which was exciting.
Yeah, and that was really fun. And that's where I met Tommy, who I told about NAS, who now has been a regular at NAS for a while. Sophia as well, who was an extra in our Final Goal film.
Yeah, and was also previously on the podcast.
Yep.
You met so many people on that day.
Yeah, I met a lot of people. And it was really good because it was just like building my relationship with AIE and the students there. So from there, been able to be a part of some more AIE student films, which is really cool.
In particular, like, you worked with me twice. You've worked with, actually, if you count Paris's 3 times, I'd say, on with AIE, because you were part of my music video. I was about to say, well, keep dancing. No, Little Creature.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Yeah, that was fun. I had to have Bayer tip a whole jug of water on me a few times.
Well, it was only twice. We only did the water take twice. We did practice takes with an empty jug, but the 2 takes that we got, I was like, okay, the first one wasn't as like big, but the second one, which is the one you see in the film, so good. Yeah. So good.
So that was fun.
Yeah. Which, again, I was honestly surprised of how well that turned out. Because, thankfully, you weren't there on the first day. Because the day prior, I was trying to get all the agreement forms. I was trying to get all the extras. I was so frustrated. I was like, I was not going to have a good day. I was so mad on the previous day that I felt like I was going to be really bad on the day one. Which I was a bit in the morning, but then later on I got better.
Yeah.
So.
Stressful.
Yeah.
But it's all learning. I guess as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but since then, with working with Ellie, you've done several short films with not only my year, but also with currently the second year's films, like with Joey and all that kind of stuff. Since then, have you done films outside of AIE, like as an actor or actress?
Yeah, I got my first speaking lead in an independent film that was last year. That was with Ujwal. He was making a short thriller called Mary's Book. And yeah, we filmed that over 3 days. That was like so much fun. I had like the best time doing that. And then was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, roughly about 2 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago from when we're recording this, he premiered it at the Palace Cinema in Canberra. So I got to be in the cinema watching this short film. So that was like so cool. So just seeing it up on the big screen. It was like a 17-minute film, but it made me, I had a lot of imposter syndrome. I'm like, this is crazy, but it was like, it was so cool.
I mean, you had gone to like the AIE red carpets, but this was different for you. 'Cause
Yeah.
this was a film you had worked on specifically. You weren't seeing all these other people and being like, okay, when's my film coming up? Oh no, this is when my films are coming up.
Everyone's here just to see this one film.
And you were the lead.
I was the lead.
So that was it would be terrifying.
Yeah. But it turned out so well. I think the whole like cast and crew did such a great job.
Yeah, because I went to go see it at the red carpet at Palace as well, and I was absolutely like, wow, this is really good. And kudos to the entire crew and cast, because you all did great.
Yeah.
You all did absolutely great.
Yeah, they're so talented. But yeah, then I have another independent short film that I'll be doing this month. End of this month. Yeah.
End of May.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, besides that and all that, because recently, I kind of want to move into this, but I want to kind of probably save it a little bit later. But with NAS and such, because like you said before, you were pretty nervous, and now you've done like 2 years of this. What's all been like in your head with working at NAS and all that kind of stuff?
What's been in my head?
Yeah, like when you see all these people, you're like, I want to try and get these people into projects or short films, because you're like, I see the potential.
Yeah, that was kind of the mindset when we made Final Goal for a local film festival, Lights, Camera, Action. So you got 10 days to make a film, and in that I was like, I really would love to see our classmates in our film, because they're so talented and there's not always heaps of opportunities for actors to actually get in front of the camera in a short film. So that was the mindset for that one.
And when there are, like, they're just like go to people they already know.
Yes.
So for example, they'll go to some of the more known people like Daniel Belmont, like you said, Amelia and all that kind of people. They'll go to those people when we're like, hey, NAS is here. We've got plenty of talented people. Come to us.
Yeah, so I guess when you've got actors that you know and trust and like fit the role perfectly, then I totally get it. Like it makes so much sense, like choosing those people. But yeah, it's about exposure. Sometimes I think actors don't know how to get seen as well. Which can be really hard. Like I think I was lucky that it was just through a Facebook post. I put in my details and then I got that first role, which then allowed me to meet so many people, because it is about networking as well in this industry. Meet so many people that I then was able to get more opportunities through that.
And since then, you've actually, I would say, you've become much more well known this year alone, I think.
Yeah, I think this year I have started to notice what the past 2 years, like just all of that building and networking. I feel like it's really come to a great place this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've auditioned for a couple of things this year, haven't gotten in, unfortunately, but I'm always just like, that's all good, because there's always going to be more opportunities, or there's going to be opportunities for me to make stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that was also the thing with Final Goal, was that we just did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
So I think because we've been talking about it so much, let's move into Final Goal,
right.
because that whole story honestly was huge for both of us, because you came to me with the idea. You came to me pitching like, hey, are you doing anything for Lights, Camera, Action this year? And at the time, I was like, no, because I was also interested in doing NAS at the time. So you contacted me and was like, well, I was wanting to do something for Lights, Camera, Action. Would you be interested to make a film with me?
Yeah.
What was going through your head at the time? Because, like, because you were in both, like, you were in not only mine, but you're also in Liz and Lindsay's short film. What was in your head of creating your own film?
So originally, I was asked to be in The Shadow Warrior by Liz, but I got the dates wrong somehow. I was like, oh, I'm going to be in Melbourne for those dates, so I had to turn it down, but then turns out I wasn't away. I got the whole month wrong somehow. But by that point, I think I just assumed that she'd already cast someone else, so I just just let it go. But then I was talking to Bobby, our acting teacher, and he said, you need to be in a film for Lights, Camera, Action. And I was like, but I don't know how to make a film. And he said, I think you're much more capable than you realize. So from there, I was like, well, I need a filmmaker. I don't know how to make a film. So I was like, David, like,
Yeah.
he's a great filmmaker. Know him, great friend. So I sent you a message. But you were also messaging me about
Yeah.
how to
Apply
register
for
for NAS.
Yes.
So you just, I was like, by the way, are you doing anything for Lights, Camera, Action? Do you want to make a film with me? And thankfully you weren't. And so then we arranged a time to meet up, go over pitch some ideas for the film and build a script and go from there.
Absolutely. Because I will say this year's theme was definitely hard. And I think everybody who made a short film for Lights, Camera, Action this year had the same difficulty of making that idea. So the topic for this year was sense of purpose, which when I saw the topic, I was like, oh, that's tough. That is really tough because the year prior they had pride, which again, you could take that as you will, like pride in your work, pride in all that kind of stuff, LGBTQ+, that kind of stuff. But sense of purpose is very difficult. And if it's not going to be like, my sense of purpose in life, blah, 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 just going simple.
Yeah, it is a hard one. But yeah, I don't know. We came up with something.
Yeah, absolutely. Because do you remember the reference I told you to watch?
Yes, you told me to watch the movie Soul, which I hadn't seen yet.
Because when I got the idea of sense of purpose, I was like, what's a really good like film we could take inspiration from? And Pixar's Soul was the one I was like, that one really talks about sense of purpose. And I love that movie. That's a really good, heartfelt movie.
Yeah, and it really explains the concept well. And your purpose is all in one element, and once that's taken away, it's like what's left,
which is what you can see in the inspiration for Final Goal. Our main character Nia gets her sense of purpose taken away from her and has to find a new purpose in something else. But the whole process of trying to write Final Goal was interesting enough because we sat down for like a solid 2 or 3-ish hours just going over like plot ideas and all that. But you were also very nervous because this was your first time producing.
Yeah, I'd never been on the crew side of a film before. So I came in blind.
Well, what were your thoughts of producing? Like, do you think you'd do it again? Do you think...
I would do it again. I like the organization aspect of making the film. It was a lot. That was such a busy time because as I said before, I was offered the role in The Shadow Warrior. I ended up telling Liz that I was actually available, and then she still cast me in that one as well. So I ended up doing 2 films over those 10 days.
Yeah.
And they're both like lead roles. So lead roles in 2 films whilst producing Final Goal. That was a lot because I was in communication with you guys, with you and Taylor, and then also with the actors, trying to get everything, the locations. Like, just literally, there's so many aspects. My, appreciation for producers, for directors, for crew, for sound, for everyone on the other side of the camera grew exponentially from just being the producer.
Especially since we had such a small crew.
So small.
It was mainly just me, you, and Taylor.
Yeah.
We also had Josh, who was the sound guy for one of the days, but mainly it was just us working on the entire film.
Yeah, you're like doing the sound with the all the mics while also directing. Like, it was a lot going on.
Yeah, because we also wrote the whole thing. Because I was like, I don't want it just to be me writing. I want you to have some say in the story as well.
Yeah, and that was a really cool experience. And then we got Taylor in at the end.
Yeah, to help finalize and fix it. And I think in the end, like, there's a little bits that I would change with the script a little bit, but it turned out really good for all things considered.
Yeah. So, and then I think there was about 40 films that were entered into this film festival, and they only choose the top 12 to then be shown at Enlightenment Festival. And we made top 12.
Yeah.
That was like the happiest day.
Well, we'll get back to that. I want to get back to that because I want to talk about more of the production side as well. Because not only did we have you doing producing and such, but also looking for a bunch of people. Like, you easily found, like you said, Georgia, but also we had Dylan, who was also in our class, to play Coach. And then we had Liv to play your sister Piper.
Yeah.
What was that kind of experience being like? You knew these people were the people you wanted to have on the project.
Yeah, I straight away when we incorporated a younger sister in the script, I knew that I wanted it to be Liv. She just came straight to mind. Dance teacher, I think there was 2 options. There was Georgia and Gabby because they're literally both dance teachers.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I know 2. And yeah, Georgia was amazing. It was so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
She even like helped us get a location for the
Yeah,
casting
which
show.
was really, really helpful. Like in the film, you can't really tell that it's two different locations that we filmed. But if it wasn't for quick shout out G Dance Academy for allowing us to use their studio very early in the morning, that scene wouldn't have turned out as good as it did.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was probably one of my favorite shots is when Liv's doing a dance and you see her and her reflection in the mirror in like slow
that
motion.
shot,
That
we
was really cool.
made sure that was a really good shot. Kudos to Taylor for that one.
Yeah,
that was
that was a good
incredible. But then again, we had a bunch of other people who unfortunately didn't make complete cuts. Like we had to cut stuff down to reach that 7-minute time gap, which is unfortunate, but I think the bits we had to cut down did make sense.
Yeah.
Like, in particular, the coach is saying goodbye to the other girls on the team and asked to talk to Nia alone. But I think cutting that bit down to just having him go, like, I've spoken to the other girls. They're saying you're getting too reckless. Like, I think that worked so much better than just going, because we had that originally in the script as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we actually just added the goodbye thing on the day.
Yeah.
Just for extra. But yeah, 7 minutes is not very long. And
No, especially with all the things we had to incorporate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that was another aspect. You got a list of 10 items. I think it was 5 items and 5 locations that you had to include in your short film as well. That's how they knew you only made it in those 10 days. And that was a scramble as well to try and get all of those things
Absolutely.
incorporated. And then, it does add again to the
Yeah, but we had we kind of cheated the system a little bit.
We did cheat.
Well, when I mean
technically not cheated.
No, technically when I mean cheated, I mean we technically were allowed to do only 5 items because of me being a director with a disability.
Yeah.
With my disability, I was able to allow us to do the what was it called? I forget what it was called. Can you quickly search it up? What was it like?
Look,
because it was
like
Inclusive Team Award. Yes,
Yeah.
that's inclusive team. So those people could, because for people with disabilities like walking disabilities or Down syndrome and all that, they were only allowed to do like 5 items, which we were like, okay, that's
allowed
cool.
to if they wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we decided, since we're inclusive team, why not just do all 10 items just in case and earn brownie points?
Yeah. So we did do all 10. There was one that was the public servant. We had like a photo in the background that meant the public servant and we added it to the script, but it just didn't work
It
when we added
didn't
it.
work at all.
No, so we cut the script out. But yeah, so we technically had all 10.
Yes, we technically did, but there was just one that we were like...
That was a bit iffy. So it might have been 9, really.
We had 9.
Yeah.
But it was actually quite easy to get some of those items. But I remember the car stuff for the garden wasn't annoying because we just were driving around in your car.
Yeah.
And trying not to make it look like we can see everyone else filming in that location.
Yeah, it was at the Hyatt Hotel you had to have. So we were there. So there's a roundabout out the front. And we drove around that roundabout like so many times for you to get the shot.
I mean, all things considered, like there was so much on those 2 days that we were able to get to. Like the first day we filmed very early in the morning. It was a 7:30 call for G Dance Academy. We then went to Dixon Community Center in the car park to film the scene with Marley and Nia. Then we went to the soccer field for to film the sports stuff, which, by the way, how lucky were we to have one of the items actually in our script?
Yeah, one of them was a goal, and we had a goal already gonna be in our script, so that was pretty cool.
So that was like,
tick that one off straight away.
Absolutely.
And family, tick that one off straight away.
Then the second day was us filming at the forest down near the airport. And then we went to your apartment to film the rest of the shoot.
Yeah, so we filmed it all in 2 days.
Yes, which pretty hectic,
It was hectic.
especially for a small crew like ourselves. But we were able to accomplish all that so well.
Yeah.
Especially, I will say some of my favorite shots are from the forest.
Yeah, I really liked the forest ones too.
Yeah. And the color, like, despite the color not looking the best, and I'm not being a good colorist, I
think it still turned out great.
Absolutely.
I randomly got like 10 mozzie bites from that forest, but just on one elbow.
Oh,
It was so weird. I was like, what? Because I was walking through barefoot in this forest
Yeah,
early
you
in the
were.
morning.
Yeah, you
And
were.
you could just see like the mosquitoes. So
Early March morning.
yeah,
Was it March? No, it was February. March?
I can't even
No,
remember
it was
now.
March. Definitely March. Because No. No.
It was either end of Feb,
It was end of February. That's right.
and then the
We-
screening was start of March.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm always like, was it in April? Because it's been like 2 months since then.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But yeah, then all that, once we got all that filmed, that was all good. I spent the next few days editing it with occasionally you and Taylor coming in to see how it looks,
Mhm.
give some feedback and everything. We submitted it on the Monday. And it was so stressful waiting those couple of days to me, like waiting for the results.
Yeah.
How were you feeling during that time?
Oh, I was so nervous. I don't know. I had a good feeling though. Like I thought that you go up and down. One day you're like, oh, we're definitely going to make it. The next day you're like, nah, there's no way we're going to make it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It
absolutely.
just goes up and down.
Because I didn't know, because I had a feeling that we could get in,
hmm
but I was also afraid that we probably wouldn't, because that's how it usually is in these kind of film festivals, that you either get in and you're super excited or you don't.
Yeah. That's how it
And
goes.
I was really worried because I didn't know if Bus Stop Films were going to do anything or someone else with a disability was going to do it.
Fully inclusive. Yeah.
So, and then the day it came out, you remember the day it came out?
Yes, I remember.
I was at home, for my side of the story, I was at home and I saw the email pop up on my phone. And I was like, okay, this is it. Let's see what happens. I look on the email and I look down, and at first I'm like, I can't see our names. I can't see anything about our film. And my heart kind of dropped a little bit. I was like, oh, it's all right. I see a couple of people that we know. But then I see a very familiar face on a very familiar looking court. And I'm like, hold on, scroll down. Ah! Oh my God! Yes! And I literally yelled like that.
Oh.
I was so excited. I was like so happy as well, because at the same time, my mum was home. She was in the living room doing work and such. And the moment, like, I made sure that I gave her a few minutes just in case she was on call. I went out and I was like, we did it! We did it! And I was messaging you like, quickly, check your emails.
Yeah, so I was at work sitting at my desk and I just saw my message from David. He's like, in caps, we did it. Like, check your emails. And oh my gosh, I was so excited. I swear I couldn't do any more work for the rest of the day. I was
Yeah.
so distracted. I was messaging everyone like, we did it.
Yeah, I was so happy. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I was going to cry, because keep in mind, this was also my first year doing LCA.
Yeah.
And first time doing it, getting it on the first go, I'm like, what kind of odds are that?
Yeah.
That's so insane.
And the Shadow Warrior that I was also in also
Yeah.
made top 12. So I was like, this is so cool.
Oh, but it was so like emotional.
Yeah.
And it was so exciting, because like I put it on the when they put the posts for it on Instagram and Facebook, I immediately was like, oh my God, we did it. Let's go. And I had a couple of people being like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm going to be like coming to the red carpet, coming
Yeah.
to Lights Camera Action. And that whole experience was amazing.
Yeah.
That
was
whole
so cool.
experience was amazing.
Yeah.
Because not only did we get to see ours, we got to see so many other talented, and there was a good variety of films this year as well.
Yeah. No, there was. It was so cool since being in the Canberra actor circle for 2 years now that I've like met so many people that I knew someone in pretty much most of the films
Yeah.
that was shown. I was like, I know them.
Yeah.
Which is like, you get so excited and so happy to see
Yeah.
your friends up there.
And even like as we watched it, it was so like my heart was pounding me like, what are people going to think? What
Yeah.
are people going to think?
Yeah. That's the weirdest part, like as an actor, it's like seeing yourself up there, but also knowing that everyone else is watching you.
Mm.
But I think everyone else watches it a bit differently to
Yeah.
how you watch yourself. So I'm looking like, technically, I'm like, oh, I wish I did
Mm.
that different. I wish I said it that way different. but everyone else is just watching the story unfold in front of them.
So we messaged the NAS group. We messaged so many people being like, hey, if you're available on Friday, come to Enlighten, come to Lights Camera Action and support the film. And yeah, we had a lot of people come and watch.
Yeah, there was a lot of people from our class that came.
Yeah.
That was so sweet.
And we also had, like, I also ran into Dan, who was my teacher at AIE. He was very happy to see that me and Taylor were doing that, we're able to accomplish. He actually messaged me the day that the post came out, being like, I'm so happy to see you two accomplish such a feat, especially after AIE.
It'd be so rewarding seeing two of your students that have just gone through your 2 years of
absolutely.
schooling to see them still be doing well in the film after that. Yeah.
And then the response afterwards to people watching our film, they were like, that was amazing. Like, that was so good.
It is, it's so nice to hear. Yeah, that was really cool.
And since then, like, people are probably wondering, when is Final Goal coming out? We don't know. We don't know yet, because we want to give it a proper festival run.
Yeah.
Because not only did we get into the top 12, but we also won inclusive filmmaking.
We did. We're award-winning filmmakers.
Yes,
you were already an award-winning filmmaker, but I am now an award-winning filmmaker.
And how does that feel? That must feel really weird.
I have so much imposter syndrome. Like, it's not even funny. Like, but it's very cool. First go to win. I mean, yeah.
What was Jonah's reaction? Just out of curiosity.
So Jonah was my husband. He was away for work at the time, but he was so excited. He was so happy for me. Wished that he could be there to watch it.
He would have enjoyed it. He would have absolutely enjoyed it. And since then, we have the link available to show through Google Drive and such. We sent it to a couple of people being like, they weren't here to watch it, or some of the crew who worked on it, and being like, hey, here's the film. What do you guys think? And the people I've shown it, they've been like, that's so good. That is so... You did this? Like, it's insane.
Yeah. I sent it to my family. They have like a family dinner in Broken Hill every Monday night. So then after like dinner, they all sat on the couch together. So my mum, my dad, siblings, my grandma, and then they all just watched it and then sent me a video at the end of all their reactions, which was so sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so lovely to see the response. And again, once that film has gone through its festival run, we'll release it, and it will be exciting. It will be absolutely exciting to show people what we were able to accomplish. But again, we're giving it a proper festival run. We don't know when it's going to be released.
Yeah.
Or by the time some people are listening to this, it might be already out. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you have any more projects coming up?
Well, there are several projects that I want to work on. Like, in particular, this might be kind of not much of a surprise, but I want to work on a sequel to Final Goal. Mm-hmm. But this one is going to be much longer. It's going to be not released for short film festivals. It's just going to be one that I'm like, hey, this is going to be a nice way to tie up one story. Because I always see it, if I'm like, I really enjoyed working on this thing, I can see one more story in this world with these characters.
Yeah.
Unlike big productions or studios being like, hey, this movie made money. Let's make another one. That will make money too. Let's make a franchise. No. I want to make a world set in the Final Goal world, so I can have characters like Neo or Piper pop up in other short films, but mainly just having that one final story. And I've told you the idea. It's going to be like both on Piper and Nia, but it's completely different.
Yeah.
And I showed you the concept logo, haven't I?
Yeah, no, it looks really exciting.
No, and that's still very early development. I haven't started writing the script. It's like trying to plan that story out and everything. But besides that, there's I want to set things in that Final Goal world where I'm like, characters that appear in another short film, like the one I'm currently working on, Old Friends and Exes, they can appear in the sequel, but just as not cameos, but not as central characters to the story.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see what you come up with.
Yeah. Besides that, I want to kind of talk about your experiences with other films. Is there been a particular role that you've loved playing? Out of all the short films that you've done?
The role. I think nothing quite compares to playing Nia and being a part of the whole process of creating her story. I think that's the one thing that I have over any other film. So that was, I think that one definitely is the highlight for me, just being a part of that whole process. But second to that would probably be Jessica in Mary's book, because Jessica was going through a lot in her mind through that story. There's just a lot going on, so she was a really fun one to play as well. There was just like a lot internally that she was struggling with. So to be able to portray that was a challenge, but it was a good experience.
Yeah. Is there any roles that you've been like, you look back at some of the films, you're like, I could have done so much better?
Oh, every single one. Every single one. Like, I'm like, oh, I wish. Like, literally, even the night after of filming it, I'll be thinking like, oh, I could have made this choice. I could have made this choice. I wish I did this. And then you watch it and you're like, it's, I don't know if I'll ever, I'm hoping one day I'll watch something and be like, that was
that's like every actor.
That was the best choice.
That's like every actor on set
for
any films. Like, you have your self-doubt, being like, oh yeah, I could have done so much better on this. But then you also look back and be like, yeah, but I also had fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'll talk about my experiences with Strangeman or being a voice on that. Yeah, I was young. I was 19. No, not 19. I was 17 when I did the recording for that. And yeah, there's so much I would have done better. But I love just listening to myself, and even when I'm listening to these podcasts during like editing and such, I'm like, yeah, there's so much I would have said differently, but I enjoy listening not just to myself, but also to the other people, because they're like, I don't know, it's just so easy to be like, this is what I could do better later on, and learn from my mistakes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a bit of a, we can't be perfect. And it's just life. It's kind of cool the way it's just raw and authentic. It's just, But yes, it is all learning opportunities.
And since then, you've learned to do several different styles. Like, you've done not only drama, you've done sci-fi, you've done horror. But there are some roles that you cannot play exactly, because I know for a fact you can't play mad.
Mad.
You cannot be mad.
I can be subtly mad.
But you can't be rage. You can't.
Oh, rage.
You
Maybe
can't
one
rage.
day.
No, you can't. You are too much of a
never
butterfly.
say never.
You are too much of a butterfly. You're too sweet. You're too kind. You cannot do that.
I don't know. Can't say never, but it's just not natural. Yeah, that's definitely something doesn't come naturally. It's like being super angry,
but also
having a rage.
Not swearing. You don't swear.
Yeah, swearing is another one. That's just how I was raised.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So,
like, I don't tend to swear, but like if I'm doing it for a bit, like I did early in the podcast, I might cut that out though, depending on how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, I have a rule. Like, I either swear for an acting role, I swear for a joke if it's funny, or sometimes when I'm mad. But I don't get as mad as I used to.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
So you can play mad.
Yeah. But when I play, I've been told this, and this will probably be in the next episode, but I cannot play villainous. I can't play serious villain.
Okay.
I can play chaotic,
Yeah.
but not like serious, that kind of tone.
Yeah. I guess that's why we have our types, and everyone has like an essence as well that you just can see that if you get put in a role, like if I got put in a role where I had to be, I don't know, raging, as you say, it might be like, oh, that doesn't look super authentic. Maybe I don't suit that role. And like, that's totally fine.
Which is why
there's other roles that do suit me.
Which is why for Final Goal, I wanted you to get mad. I wanted to see that anger, because there's one scene where you yell at Liv. And I was like, I really want to see this character get mad. I want to see you mad. So do you remember all the stuff on set? I was like, okay, that was good. I want more. Really push yourself further.
Yeah, no, I remember. It's funny because when my family watched that, they said they like rewound it and watched that bit again just because it was so unlike me. And they're like, wow, I'm so glad that's not the Caitlin we had growing up. So compared to my natural state.
Yeah.
That was quite intense.
Yeah. Again, but that's just how you were brought up. Like, same here. Like I said before. Oops. Every time I hit the mic stand. Why? Oh, I hate when I hit the mic stand. But yeah, like you said, that's how you were growing up. Like, that's how I grew up. Because of our backgrounds, religious backgrounds and all that. But I don't know if we really need to touch that topic if you'd like. But because I said to you right after we were finishing, we left LCA, I told you, I feel like God was trying to help us with this project.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
he
God wanted
really-
us to
yeah.
make it. Oh, no, 100%. I definitely think God wanted us to make this project. There was just all these different signs like that I could see him weaving his way through our project. And that's kind of how I had this piece that I was like, well, I actually really think that we're going to make it. I mean, there's still times where that doubt comes in, but I was like, I just had this like, piece that felt like from God that I was like, I just feel like we were meant to make this project together, and I feel like it's going to make the top 12.
And for me, it was more like, this is a story you need to tell.
Yeah.
Like, I try to make sure that there's always a bit of my personal life connected into every story. For Final Goal, not so much, but after we finished it, I was like, and at the time, there were points where I was like, wow, I actually really connect to Final Goal a lot more with how I am feeling now.
Yeah. Yeah, after finishing your film school
Yeah.
stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah, but also like finding my purpose afterwards, because right now it's very much me trying to get a job and trying to find what I love doing a lot, especially with the stuff I'm passionate about, especially with filmmaking and acting. But
so what's your dream? What's the dream job?
Wow, you're really flipping the switch on me right now. Like, I think I've told you this, but I want to be a director. I want to be a storyteller. I want to be someone who can direct their own films, but also star in them, but also just create things for other people to enjoy.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it doesn't get like big critical acclaim or makes money at the box office or that kind of stuff. If it's things that I really love and it's the stories that I want to tell, I'm happy with that. And people who watch it will be like, that was really good. Like, that's like they really connected to it, which is why My Own 2 Feet was so successful, because a lot of people, when I released it, a lot of people were like, wow, that is so good. Like, I had people messaging me that I haven't spoken to in years being like, I just watched your documentary. It was really good and heartfelt.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think that's definitely, I mean, you're already doing it. It's just, yeah.
It's just getting those opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. Making the opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. And since then, for you, like, you've now gained to work on so many other projects as well. Do you think you'll ever be like, just sit down and write your own story and see if you get someone else to direct it or something?
Yeah, I have started writing after doing Final Goal. I was like, oh, this isn't as hard as I thought it would be, in the sense of creating a story. I don't know how to direct and film and do sound and lighting, all that stuff. That stuff is not easy. It's like I just know people who know what they're doing, so that makes it easier.
Absolutely.
But yeah, creating a story and stuff, I was like, oh, this is actually a really cool process. So I have started like writing some other scripts. We'll see what happens from there.
Well, since we are getting close to the end of the episode, we are now going to allow you to show off your acting chops.
Oh.
We are going to be allowing you to show your skills as a actor, but mainly your voice.
Yes.
Just your voice, unfortunately. So today we got a scene from Baby Driver. I did not say that right. Baby Driver. Hi, I can speak now. Hi. So you picked out the scene, and we're basically just going to go read through it and all that stuff. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to just be reading opposite you.
Yeah.
So, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm so nervous. I stage fright.
All right. And here we go.
What can I get for you this fine morning, sir?
Oh,
you know that's the kids' menu, right?
Yeah.
I get it. It's early. So, you just starting your day, or did you just get off?
I don't know if I ever get off. They call, I go, you know?
So, what is it that you do?
I'm a driver.
Oh, like a chauffeur? You drive around important people?
I guess I do.
Anyone I'd know?
Hope not.
Well, aren't you mysterious?
Maybe.
Maybe. So, when was the last time you hit the road just for fun?
yesterday?
Then I'm jealous. Sometimes all I want to do is head west on 20 in a car I can't afford with a plan I don't have. Just me, my music, and the road.
I like that too.
So, you decide on anything yet?
You are so beautiful.
Oh, you just decided that? Well, thank you. I'm sure you don't mean that.
I do mean it. Jonathan?
Oh, sorry. You know, this isn't my badge. I've only just started here.
As a Jonathan?
Yeah, as a Jonathan. Well, if you have any more questions, just holler.
And cut there. That's really good.
That was my attempt at a southern accent.
Well, again, like, I tried my best with the kind of southern accent. I'm not as good as you when it comes to accents.
Oh, really? I have to disagree.
What? No! You were so much better in that. It's like, compared to me, you've done 2 years of, like, that. I barely do stuff with accents.
But you're a voice actor.
That doesn't mean I'm good at doing accents. I'm good at manipulating my voice.
Yeah.
Not doing accents is hard.
I still think you're very good at accents.
Well, you're only saying that because I did the Welsh accent.
Oh, yeah, that one was very good. That was very good. I can't do that.
Yeah, well, that was really good. And yeah, thank you, Caitlin, for joining me on today's episode. Anywhere people can find you on Instagram or like
you can find me on Instagram, Caitlin_Ruskanen, which my husband's from Finland, so it's a bit hard to spell, but it's Ruuskanen.
And is there any projects that you can kind of tease at the moment, like stuff you're working on and all that?
Well, I did a voiceover that you were also in.
Yes.
For AIE. I imagine that'll come out at the showcase, that little red carpet at the end of the year. And yeah, I have another one coming up, but I don't know how much I can say. So it's a sequel to another local independent short film. But I think I think it'll be a challenging role for me. I'm a sister of the main character, but this character's life is very different to my life. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
And I got to get a little bit mad. So,
yeah. We're going to see more mad Caitlin.
We've got to work on the mad.
We're going to see more mad Caitlin.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited to see whatever happens because you are an absolutely talented individual. And I'm super excited to see what happens to you going forward.
Thanks, David. I'm also excited to see you going forward in the acting and the filmmaking side of things. I think you're very talented.
Aw, thank you.
And I can't wait to come watch your show this Saturday.
Well, thank you, Caitlin. Thank you so much. The YoungStars Podcast was directed, produced, edited, and hosted by David Hatherly. Special thanks to The Shed for allowing us to use their studio to record these episodes. If you are interested in recording voiceover, music, or your very own podcast, then consider checking out The Shed on Facebook or via their website at theshed.org for more details. Thank you so much for listening to YoungStars, and until next time, stay creative. Bye!